Welcome back to another Skyrim Mods of the Moment video. Today we have 18 amazing new mods that I will be showcasing, including immersion boosters, combat enhancement, and quests that make the world feel even deeper. I promise you, this episode is stacked. I'm Raina, the Bard's College graduate, at your service, and now let's begin. Loading Menu Overhaul is a clean and lightweight revamp to the loading screens of Skyrim, one where you can swipe through the various tips, lore tidbits, and other messages it offers you while waiting to load. You can also see the location you're loading into on the right side of the screen, and the layout has been switched up a bit. Now, get ready to enjoy Jesters of Skyrim. This mod introduces 7 new named NPCs in the game, court jesters, who you can find in Jarl's castles and longhouses, entertaining the nobility and guests alike with jokes, insults, limericks, and dancing.
Hey fool, tell me a joke.
Volkihar talks like a hero, but walks like a man who lost a fight with a chair.
I'm telling that one in the guardhouse later.
Each of these 7 jesters have their own unique backstories, quirks, and personalities. Some even have their own skills, and in total, there are more than 900 new voice lines in this mod to lighten up the mood in these high halls.
Where do you find a mud crab with no legs? Exactly where you left it.
Yes, not bad.
In addition, more than 40 vanilla followers have a chance to be insulted if you bring them with you to these places.
Lydia's favorite combat move is standing in front of the enemy while blocking you from getting a shot.
After their workday, some of them will spend some free time at inns.
I left Hammerfell at a very early age. The markets there are chaos and music all at once.
These NPCs are perfect for making the atmosphere shift from serious to lively, whether you find their jokes funny or not. Humor is subjective after all.
Need directions to the college? Just follow the sound of bards pretending they're more talented than they are.
Now, let's check out Sanguine Symphony. This is a combat mod, overhauling the weapon impacts with vicious effects. It features adaptive blood splatters, detailed decals, high-quality wound textures, and custom sound design, among other features, transforming Skyrim's combat experience to be more intense. With Sanguine Symphony, the weapon impacts now reflect the target's health and armor type, the weapon you're using, and where the strike hits, leaving every hit feeling responsive. The dynamic blood spray effects adapt to the intensity and direction of each hit, no matter the type of the enemy, humanoid, insect, or automatons. And it's also configurable from the mod configuration menu, so you can customize the effects to your liking. This mod makes combat feel seamless and makes your hits feel like they actually pack a punch, and it's perfectly compatible with everything while having no impact on performance. Fellow bards, it is time for us to rejoice! A super rare new bard mod has arrived by the hands and talent of the Nexus user Graceful Strings. This is the Dragon Bard Ultimate, new playable instruments. This mod adds fun new content for any minstrel-themed playthroughs. It adds 4 new instruments to play with full animations, a new vocal ability that you can customize with your own audio, and even a small room for you inside the Bard's College. The new craftable instruments are the more usual violin and lyre, but also the lesser-known tagelharpa and canon. And to learn how to play them, you need to find the secret Dragon Bard Sanctuary and the Tome of Bardic Knowledge within that teaches you the needed spells. There are many songs to choose from, some of which may be familiar to you already, and now you can let your creativity run free and enchant the people around you with your beautiful tunes. Next, let's check out a cool new graphics mod. Dynamic Interior Ambient Lighting, aka DIAL. This mod changes the interior ambient lighting to match the time of the day, and it works with any existing interior lighting mods you may have installed, as it operates as an add-on to it. During the daytime, intense white light seeps through the windows and illuminates the space. Sunsets and sunrises are of course illustrated in beautiful warm oranges, and as expected, nights are dark and full of terrors. Sorry, I'm just still not quite over Game of Thrones. The way this mod simulates the passage of time works seamlessly and elevates the ambience in the interior spaces which have windows. In the daylight, the wheat fields get cared for by the honest agricultural farmers of Skyrim. With real wheat fields, these unique wheat plant bundles get a completely new look, one which most of us are probably more familiar with. With this mod, there are now proper wheat fields across Skyrim with singular tall grasses, making up beautiful dense seas of cereal. I can almost taste the dietary fiber. There are two options in the mod files. Option A just replaces the wheat plants, and option B does all that, but also adds a large wheat field east of Whiterun. Now, I am very happy with this wheat, but for the love of Kain or Mara or whoever is in charge of these things, give me rye next. Skyrim is a treacherous province, and not only for its unforgiving weather, but also the wildlife and monster population, and with Chakra's creatures, Sirens, there's one more enemy to be on the lookout for. Nobody knows how they came to be, but these beautiful deceivers dwell on Skyrim's northern coasts, ready to lure you into the freezing depths. So don't get fooled by their beautiful singing and steer clear of them. These sirens will begin spawning after you hit level 20, just to warn you in advance, and no, don't even try to approach one with your amulet of Mara as an offering. Trust me. From Nimwraith, we have two amazing new short quests that have the trademark of experienced writing, perfect lore friendliness, and incredible voice acting. First off, we have Once We Were Here quest mod. This quest, or more of an NPC mod, revolves around a Bosmer scholar named Silas, who's investigating the Falmer in Skyrim.
Perhaps you know of the Snow Elves, of their empire that once spanned Skyrim and their many battles with the Nords of Admora. Most of the history has been erased from the annals of time, but I am certain you know of the Falmer.
You can meet Silas in different historical sites in the mainland and Solstheim, where he tells you the tragic story of the Snow Elves and how their ranks were reduced, and their eventual transformation into the creepy Falmer we know from the Dwarven dungeons. With this mod, you learn more about the betrayed, but also about Silas himself.
Do you believe there's hope for the Falmer? I already see the foundations of a culture building within them.
The second quest mod is called A Friend in Mead. In this one, you can encounter an Argonian courier, walks distant sands, dining and wining in the various inns and taverns of Skyrim.
Walks distant sands. A courier by trade. It's a rarity I get to speak with a new face. The other patrons are unwelcoming, to put it lightly.
This courier has many interesting stories to tell from his days on the roads of Tamriel, and about the people he'd had the pleasure to meet along them.
Wolf passed me a half-chipped coin. Said he had no use for it anymore. He told me it would bring me good fortune on the roads, and so I took it. The next morning, I asked the innkeep what happened to my new friend, but she just looked at me confused. She swore up and down that I had been alone all night. No one had entered or left the inn all day.
This mod is an absolute joy, as finally you can also pour your heart out to him about the things that have happened to you while traveling Skyrim.
It only feels right to hear one from you. It's good to hear he's still going. It's been some time since I last heard his sermons.
Walk's Distant Sands also speaks to NPCs and feels like a real person seamlessly integrated into the world.
You don't mind serving an Argonian?
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to.
Thank you. Whiterun's a good place. I wouldn't get this kindness in Windhelm.
Next I have a couple of environmental mods. First off, let's check out Maerchenwald. The Archwood Lite giant fantasy trees. The title says it all. This mod adds magnificent new trees and plants around Falkreath and Riverwood that look absolutely fantastical. The original mod, the Archwood, wasn't quite that much lore friendly at all with all the glowing flora it had going on, so this mod chopped it up a bit to fit Skyrim's southern climate. In any case, these huge trees look insane, and they work alongside any tree mod you might have previously installed. There's also a new grass mod available, Freak's Floral Meadows. This mod aims to provide an optimized and lightweight grass overhaul while also balancing between looking realistic and beautiful. This mod is a lighter version of its predecessor, Freak's Floral Fields. It has a similar look, but it's not so hard on the performance. Just to remind you guys, this beautiful grass requires the use of the ENB or the community shaders, as it takes use of the complex grass textures. Freak's Floral Meadows is a great choice for a grass overhaul if you wish not to sacrifice too many frames and you enjoy looking at the clean foliage wherever you go. We have one new player home in this video, and today it will be Volkihar Oubliette. I downloaded this mod thinking, could a vampire dwelling pass my coziness test? And the answer is yes, definitely. And don't worry, I'm not one of those bloodsuckers, I'm just pretending for the sake of this showcase. In this hole in the ground, you can settle in and take use of the most basics of amenities, some good storage, a surprisingly comfy coffin to sleep in, and customized enchanting, alchemy and cooking stations. With the blood cask, you can craft vampire blood potions, and there's also a handy teleport spell on the table, which takes you straight back inside this cozy dwelling. Indeed, this little home makes perfect sense to have while doing the Dawnguard DLC quests on the side of the Volkihar vampires. It is time for the armor and weapons corner, beginning with Radiance. This mod adds a new, unique one-handed mace in the game, Radiance, that emits subtle light. By the first glance, this mace looks inconspicuous enough, but it has some cool features. You can make it two-handed by the power of your will and change the light's intensity and color. Not only is it a cool piece of ebony and steel in itself, but the mod also comes with a great, short, new voiced Vigilant quest that integrates the weapon seamlessly in the game world and makes acquiring it simply more fun and immersive. I think the Radiance mace would look pretty sick with Freehand Armour, which is the next mod we're taking a look at. The Freehand Armour is a heavy armor set designed for a lone wanderer out in a vast world, fighting enemies that are confident enough to cross them. It's fairly simple, but masterful in its execution, with interesting details like the flask and the elbow guards. These pieces can be crafted at the forge with the Advanced Armor skill perk, and HDT SMP physics are enabled by default, but they can be removed with an add-on from the miscellaneous files. Now let's check out Roastlawyer's Restored Whiterun defenses. This mod restores the rundown walls of vanilla Whiterun and builds them back up into maintained defensible structures. There are a lot of features, but as you can see, it rebuilds the drawbridge area and its towers. There are walkable walls and battlements for archers. The main city entrance has been rebuilt, and the upper section is now accessible from inside the gatehouse. With this mod, Whiterun feels more defensible, And really, it would be a good idea to rebuild the city walls when the civil war looms near and dragons may attack at any given moment. I swear, Riverwood is one of the most beautiful locations in the entire game. It has everything: lush southern nature, wonderful views, and that cozy village charm, and with Riverwood Falls, Waterfall additions for Riverwood, it gets possibly even better. The mod adds a picturesque waterfall location with new bridges and even more gorgeous views to elevate the entire area. There is also some new place clutter that all blends within the world around it, and all these changes just make this part of the map look wonderful and fresh for a new playthrough, or just a simple afternoon hike to the Bleak Falls Barrow. Before the Hall of the Vigilants gets burned down by vampires, visiting the Vigilants at their lodge isn't that much interesting at all. They just don't have a lot to say. But thankfully, we now have Vigilants Expanded Dialogue. This mod gives the Keeper of the Vigilance Skyrim, Keeper Corset, a completely new voice and fleshes out her personality with added dialogue.
They aren't generally as dangerous as other Daedra worshippers, but their worship leads them to live short, brutal lives on the outskirts of society. There could be so much more if they embraced the teaching of the God of Mercy.
In addition, there is now a completely new character in the hall, Vigilant Ingvar, who also has his own voice and story to tell.
I've never been an exceptional warrior, though I do consider myself a reliable one. I would have never made it this long if I wasn't.
With this mod, you can learn more about the Vigilants and their mission against the Daedra and any abominations, and when their lodge eventually gets destroyed, it may hit a little bit harder, and I think that may be a good thing. As the last, but not least, new mod we have today, we have Honor Thy Word, Saint Jiub Opus Epilogue. In Solcairn, the soul of a dark elf called Jiub, who was known for eradicating cliff racers from Wardenfell, and he is here, trapped for an eternity. You can give him a hand by finding some lost pages of his opus that he wants desperately to be published. With this mod, back in our plane, you can hand the copy to Viarmo in Bard's College and get paid for the book. In vanilla, Viarmo won't even believe you, which is fair to be sure, but now with this mod, you can spread St. Jiub's word to the world. This video is sponsored by these people right here. Join the supporters and get some fun perks by checking out patreon.com/BardsCollegeGraduate. Thanks to Eric's Lagenvite, Big Wang, Billy Duncan, Divine Cleric, Dodepunker, Frank Brackett, Jay Osceola, Kitram, Onshore Flyer 15, Ryan Ulrich, Subject Echo, The Panicked Monk, and Zach Bell, and my other supporters whom I appreciate so much. Thank you so much for watching the video. See ya!